What's up, Surgeaholics? Yeah, Eric, you were right. You were right. The series is over, but you're absolutely wrong about SGA. But welcome to the Sooner Surge. Thanks for being on here. Obviously, that last call, Jay, I'll have to read the rule exactly.
Challenge. Should not have
I would have challenged it. I would have challenged it. Oh, I would have, but
no, you can't move the ball to half court.
Hey, Eric, Jay, time out. Eric, before I lose my mind tonight, you didn't say anything come to fruition about SGA. SGA was great tonight.
SGA was unbelievable. And I promise you, if they get the ball at half court down 2 after he makes 3 free throws, pretty good chance SGA scores there to tie it. I'm just saying. Bad coaching.
Hey, and guess what? SGA doesn't have to push off to get separation.
It's ridiculous, though, that – and I'll tell you what haunted him is – they kept doubling Luka and leaving the three-pointer. I mean, you can't leave the corner even at the end. You cannot.
Luka had like 10 turnovers tonight. He wasn't great.
Hey, if you don't foul him there, Thunder win. So bad foul on SGA. I mean, you can't do that. You can't.
It was great defense too. He hit the ball first,
but then he hit his arm. You can't do it.
When he hit the ball, Jay, if the ball moved, that should not have been a foul. Even the
Did you listen to the rules official?
Okay.
If you hit the ball
Luka got that call early in the series, Jay. Did he not?
But it's because
Luka got that call, Jay.
But because he had already shot the ball before.
Eric, the rule is ball first. Ball first. Did you hear the rule? That's the rule, Eric.
But the rule, Jeremy, you don't know the whole rule. Listen.
Explain it then, Jay.
If you hit ball first and then foul him before they shoot the ball and release it, it's a foul.
Yeah, Jay, I thought if he bobbled the ball, it doesn't count as a foul.
He hit the ball, then he fouled it, and released it.
Ball moved.
It doesn't matter.
So he shot an uncontrollable shot is what I'm trying to say.
It doesn't matter. If you are still in the motion of shooting, it's a foul.
Yeah, Luka's the biggest crybaby. He should have been ejected tonight.
And he should have already been ejected, but
Eric, you're wrong about SGA, I think, in the end. So
yeah, but Chet Holmgren had a bad game.
He had 23 points, though. He did have a bad he couldn't rebound when they needed it.
Yeah, and then Wallace had a bad 3 minutes. It was awful.
Oh, the 3-minute stretch by Case and Wallace was the game. It went from 17 to 9 really quickly.
Yeah, this is very disappointing. And
it's the way they lost it, Jay, is disappointing.
Wait,
Eric, you are crazy about Shea not being an elite player. You're crazy. That's what I said you're crazy about.
Go ahead and explain.
That's what I said you were crazy about.
Go ahead and explain what you said on here, and we'll see. I mean, I think it's ridiculous that you don't think SGA had a good game tonight. That's probably one of the most dumb comments I've ever heard.
To say that SGA also has no shot at winning a championship is absurd. Period. Hey, I got you a supersonic hat, Eric. I'll send it to you. Obviously, you're still upset they're not in Seattle anymore.
No, Eric, you said he was playing a bad game tonight. That's what you said.
You said he was playing a bad game, Eric. He had 20-something in the first half. Jeez.
I agree, Jay Johnson. They need a power forward big time.
They need a 5, Jay. They need a 5. You are upset. You said bring him back to Seattle. You obviously are. Yeah, they pulled Dort and it killed him, Blake. They pulled Dort and it killed him.
Dort was in foul trouble again. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the way they ended. I mean, they come down there, they fight their rears off and get that game tied back. And then, man.
I was quiet.
I was watching the game, Eric. I had my phone on me. I'm watching the game, dude. Chill out, Eric.
Eric, I have to move my phone during the game because I get notifications. I don't like to see it before it happens.
I'm sorry. I was watching the game with my 3 sons and didn't want to know ahead of time what was happening.
That's the only reason I turned my phone off.
You're so negative about everything. And if you know everything about it, go coach it, man.
Eric,
that's all Luka does is mid. Everything Luka does is mid-range.
No, he does threes. But hey,
yeah,
Eric,
ugly ones too.
Eric, I think that comment right there is kind of dumb. If you're scoring, it doesn't matter, does it?
Hey, Jay, did MJ win by difficult mid-range jumpers? Is that how he won?
Pretty sure a lot of mid-range.
Pretty sure he was a mid-range Jedi. Jay.
Hey, it's over. They lost. And the fact of the matter is Dallas was the better team this series. They were.
Who had more assists tonight, Jay? Shea or Luka?
I don't care. Dallas was the better team.
Eric, your takes are bad saying Luka's better right now. He's a better passer. Come on.
My last thing I'm going to say to Eric is this. You cannot in one comment say that Shea wasn't doing enough. He was passing it off. And then say Luka wasn't passing off. Luka passes off every time.
Hey, Shea had an alley-oop to take the lead. I don't know if you saw that one. That was a pass.
Hey, Luka had a great game today. I don't think Dort did a great job on Luka tonight.
The way Luka plays, though, Jay, it's almost cheating like.
No, it's like Nowitzki. It's a very slower game, but he's good at getting.
He pushes off every possession.
Hey, Dallas is the better team in this series. That's a fact.
Eric, he did foul. He fouled on the three. Absolutely did. His first NBA playoffs ever. He did. He fouled the other. He had a heck of a playoff series. Heck of a playoff first year. It's a fact. Whether you want to believe it or not, Eric, it's a fact. SGA was elite in this series. He was elite in the first series. I don't care what you say. It's not going to change my mind on it. Let's talk softball.
Third playoffs. What is he talking about? Luka?
I don't know.
Hey. Oh, SGA. Hey, softball gets the win. It was kind of a bats get going late again, but they got the win. Maxwell was unbelievable. I was very shocked they pulled Maxwell going to the seventh inning. Shocked. Had to put her back.
I didn't like it. I fortunately she was able to come in and get the. I guess you got the win and the close.
Yeah,
she was elite today, Jay. She was elite.
She was great. And looks like they're going to be playing Oregon. Oregon was stomping tonight. So, who do you pick game one tomorrow? Who do you go with game one? Deal?
Yeah, or maybe Maxwell, Jay. They could not hit Maxwell. I think they'll go with Deal, though.
And then Maxwell if you need it in the next game. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And hope the bats are hitting early tomorrow.
In my opinion, though, going back to the Thunder, you can't make that call at the end of the game. You can't make that call.
Well, I mean,
you can't make that call, Jay. That is a no call if I've ever seen it.
I mean, it's tough.
Jay, how long's Luka been in the league? Come on, people.
Hey, Monty, you could say that right now they are. I mean, they're carrying this team in some ways. I mean, look at Ella Parker. She wins most outstanding player in the Big 12 tournament. And then you got this tournament. I mean, Pickering's playing good. Parker bombed today. So, and that's the problem, Blake. You blow a 17-point lead like that.
But they got it back to 11, Jay. They got it back to 11.
Yeah. No, that was his problem this year. He shouldn't have sat around this year. Giddey should have been gone, traded, and got a big. There's other guys you could have traded.
What is Eric thanking people for? I missed it.
Because they agreed with Luka being a better player right now, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. How many titles does Luka have?
He's not going to win a title.
I don't think he'll ever win one.
I don't think they're getting by Denver.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get by Denver either.
Let me say something. Luka,
SGA is a better all-around player.
Can I finish talking? Listen.
Yeah.
Luka, if you're whining this much in this game, the next series is Denver. How much are you going to whine in that one? If you win that one, how much are you going to whine in the finals? It's ridiculous. Minnesota's not winning tomorrow.
Eric, I'm just curious. Do you like Luka Doncic?
Hey, they won't, but I don't think they will.
I don't see how anyone can watch the game and like how Luka Doncic plays. He can't go anyway around anyone because all he does is push off.
Well, and he should have been ejected. They were scared to do it.
They were scared to do it, but then they're going to call that. Jay, would they have called that on Luka at the end of the game? Absolutely not.
We'll never know. Never know.
Absolutely not. 9 turnovers by Luka tonight. 9.
Oh, very frustrating.
It was a very frustrating game when they did and you know who doesn't complain a lot? SGA. He just goes about his business. How many do you have? 35 tonight, Jay? 4 or 5 from 3-point land. He was special tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I still hate the challenge call. I hate it.
I know you do, but I think you have to, because if you win the challenge call, you win the game.
But if you lose a challenge call, you lose the game.
Yeah.
If you don't challenge it, you have a chance to win the game.
Was Sidney Romero at first base, Jay?
What?
Was Sidney Romero at first base?
I didn't watch it that closely, but
I didn't either. They didn't show her, though, if I remember.
Challenge and not give yourself a chance to win. Baffling.
Yeah, it was disappointing all the way around, Jay. I just don't know what else to say. They did what they needed to do. SJ closed it out, and they still didn't win it.
Didn't close it out because you get a foul at the end. So
yes, it was frustrating, man. That's all you can say. Very disappointing. Yeah, they did sit the starters too long. They weren't sitting Doncic and Irving, I promise you. Hey, I will say this, though. They had some very lucky shots go up, over, and in. 2 in a row. Irving's 3-pointer bounced off, came up, went down, and Jones.
Well, Jones, yeah, I can't.
He had the ball the last 4 or 5 possessions and scored or assisted on all of them.
There was one.
That's a fact.
No, there was one time with about a minute left. He demanded the ball. J-Dub drove it and passed it to Chet, and Chet launched a 3. Killed him. Chet's 3-ball, down low. And
Jay, who was better down the stretch, though? Luka or SGA? SGA was better down the stretch tonight. SGA was better down the stretch. They just had better role players, period.
Yeah. But at the same time, Eric,
He was demanding the ball, though.
Let me ask you this question, Eric.
Luka did not have a better.
Will you let me talk? Turn your camera off and let me talk for a second. I want Eric to answer this question. I really do. Thunder's up 1 there at the very end with like 5 seconds left. Luka passed it. Did Luka pass the ball to the corner? And the guy was going to miss the 3 probably. So I don't know. What would you say to that, Eric? You say that's a bad play by Luka?
4 points in the 4th. He had 7 straight, I think. Whatever, dude. Hey, look, your team won, Eric. The Dallas Mavericks and Luka are moving on. They deserve to win. Oklahoma City is too young. They'll be back. Your team won. Congratulations. You called it. I never said anything that you were going to be wrong. You called it. I give you props. You called it, Eric. But you're wrong on SGA.
Eric, I'm waiting on an answer. Was that a good play by Luka?
Hey, Luka didn't close it out, Jay.
I guess
his role player did.
He passed
Herbert Jones and Kyrie Irving were better than Luka tonight. So was PJ Washington.
Herbert Jones
at the end.
Who's that? Last play, Eric. That's what I'm talking about. The last play where he passed the ball. What would you say to that? Because the reason I'm bringing it up is you're bashing SGA for passing the ball, but not Luka with the game on the line. So
exactly, he did drive it and almost lost it.
He passed it up. He got stopped.
He got stopped by Dort, the linebacker, who, by the way, pretty much could shut him down until he get pushed off.
Who cares? We could talk about this all day.
Yeah, we could.
He tried to shoot it, and he did it. So it was a bad play, wasn't it? No, it's not. It's not a bad play, Eric.
It's this, Eric.
Jeremy, let me talk. I'm tired of
being interrupted. Jay. Go ahead.
Eric, what I'm saying is it's a good play. He passed it, and the guy had a shot, and he got fouled. But what I'm saying is the people that say the best players can never pass the ball up, I think that's a bad take. I really do. Because if you're getting double teamed and you have no shot, and you can pass off the guy that's open, ask Michael Jordan, Steve Kerr, John Paxson. Yeah, he found the open teammate. So, I mean, I just think you can't talk out both sides of your mouth. That's all.
Yeah, that's the problem. You're talking both sides of your mouth when it comes to SGA. Obviously, you're not a Thunder fan, and that's fine. I don't care if you're a Thunder fan at all. I don't care if you're a Thunder fan. It's just to say that SJ, you can never win a championship with this guy when he's a top five player in the league right now.
We'll
he's
never
a top
know
five
that.
player.
They got to win one. They got to win one.
I think I agree, Jay. He's a top five player in the league.
And you got J-Dub and Chet and SGA. Giddey, they're gonna have to trade Giddey.
Yep. The Thunder still lost.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
We could talk all night. I'm not gonna. It's gonna get me too mad.
I got a headache.
Do what?
I got a headache.
Yeah. I do as well.
It's probably a good thing they lost this game and not lose game 7 at home. Because
the Thunder does not have every piece they need yet. It's just a fact. So, and Dort was wide open on that three. I even texted JU and said he made the right pass there. I'd have liked to have seen him shot it, but he made the right read.
I didn't read it. I didn't have my phone on me. Let's talk about more softball. Does the game go one game tomorrow or two, Jeremy? Do they get the first win?
I think they're going to win the first game. I think their bats, they struggled a few innings. They will be, I think they'll be more consistent tomorrow, I think, and maybe they'll put it on them early. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Paycom. It's frustrating. Hey, the softball, though, it looks like they're probably going to get Florida State.
Not a surprise.
If OU can get by Oregon, I think Florida State will get by their team. So it should be a good matchup. But Oregon defensively played a great game today. I mean, they robbed OU of a couple of hits, big-time hits, run-scoring hits. So I would like to see – I don't know, and I'd love to have you guys comment on this. Cindy Sanders, Alina Torres. Those two players for Oklahoma right now are not hitting the ball at all. I don't know what you do. Who else can you play? Jeremy, I know you texted earlier and said
Riley Ludlam
at first base, but they got to start getting production.
I would like to see Riley Ludlam. That's who I'd like to see, Jay. And look, my problem, Jay Johnson, OU1 is that's a very, in my opinion, tough call to make at the end of a game. If you're going to call that, you've got to call a lot of the fouls earlier in the game. I mean,
well, I know this might be a hot take, but I actually think the officiating tonight was better than it's been. I thought Thunder got some calls that they should have got, and better than they had before. You can't let P.J. Washington. You can't let him stand open in the corner there at the end. I mean, that's SGA's guy. I think he'd sink down, and it's too late. And that's a great comment, Kenneth. Great comment. You got to go through it, man. You got to go through the experiences.
Arkansas down 5.
Yeah, and I think Tone Loc, I think that's the
true.
Reason for it. I think that's the reason for it is they're not putting anybody else at first with Sanders. She's too good defensively. OU plays Oregon, Moser.
I don't know if I have Giannis in my top 5 right now. Currently?
He's on the way down.
He's on the downhill slide.
And
I don't know about even Luka in the top 5. There's a lot of good NBA players, but it's hard to put 5 up there, I guess. OU plays Oregon, Ms. Moser.
The bad thing is on that is I really think if SGA acts like he's going to hit him and doesn't, he probably misses.
I know, but he touched ball. I mean, he was blocking that shot. I can't fault the effort.
Yeah, I agree, Hunter. When he plays basketball, I think the reason a lot of people are saying it right now is they don't like Luka because
hard to watch, Jay.
I mean, you can't say he's not a good player. That's asinine.
I thought we have too. I know Jay disagrees with this.
What do you mean 30, 11, and 6 on the way down? What do you mean? I disagree with what?
You still want us to go after earlier pitches.
Yeah,
Yeah, John was saying we did go after earlier in the year, and I thought we did.
Yeah, I still think it could have been better. I think when they're aggressive, they're a way better hitting team. They got to stop with looking at everything that's so close to the zone, I think, and swing the bats.
Yeah, Joel Embiid, guys, is pretty good on there.
Yeah, and that's true, Kyle. It was a loose ball. They had the steal. Man, just didn't go your way, man. That's all there is to it.
It's heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking. Well, I mean,
if you're going to, hey, what did
it's
Shea
an
average?
opinion. I think he's on his way down, yes. He fought some injuries, though.
Hey, what did Shea average this year?
I don't know what Shea's average was. Hunter will
Does
drop
somebody
it
know
again.
how many he averaged point-wise? Somebody.
I do not know. All I know is Giannis, bounced first round and got his coach fired. So because he wanted him fired. So he won that NBA title and hasn't been the same ever since, Jay.
I think there's too much trying to pick your coach and everything.
Agreed. And I really do like Mark Daigneault for the Thunder. I like everything the Thunder's about, but man, that was a heartbreaking game. Too many second chance points.
So SGA averages 30, but he's not a top 5 player.
That's correct.
I'm confused. What's the difference? I'd like to know why he's not top 5.
It's all an opinion. Doesn't matter. It's all an opinion. That's the thing. And it all depends on the year. Jimmy Butler could have been top 5 2 years ago, but now I don't think he is. But
yeah, and John, I don't know if you heard the stat during the game, but OU swings 37% at 37% of the pitches, which is really low in the regionals. I mean, it's one of the worst. I mean, they're just not swinging at a lot of pitches. It's a bad stat.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree, Steven. It's hard to watch him. It is very hard to watch him. Hey, Eric, I don't know if you know this, and I've been critical of SG on defense some, but when he wants to play, he can shut anyone down. He did Kyrie on a couple possessions, just basically forced Kyrie shots. And he is, I think, 1 or 2 in steals in the NBA.
Hey, Jay Johnson.
He is.
I don't think so because you can't get the last shot anyway. So you take what you can get. If you can get a dunk alley-oop, you got to take it.
Yeah.
That's right. You cannot hit the ball if you don't swing.
I agree, John. It's not good to lead in walks. Get up there and swing and hit bombs.
It would be different if they were way bad pitches and you're walking, but they're walking on pitches that are so close sometimes. But
Hunter and I had an argument earlier. I don't think SGA should be first team all defensive team. He might because he's first in the league in steals. Hey, who's a better defender, Eric? Luka or SGA? There is no way you can say Luka on that. No way. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is good too. That's right.
Player of this series was Washington, PJ Washington.
And Jones, Jay. Jones as well.
Wait, do we have 2 Erics in here?
Yes.
Wow.
And
2 Erics.
Hey.
Amazing.
Luka's a good team defender because he can't move. He's a horrible on-ball defender. Horrible, that's a fact. So SGA's got him beat on defense too. I mean, I'm not going to argue that Luka can score. Obviously, he can.
Luka's a great player. I'm not going to argue that.
But SGA is a way better defender than Luka.
Hey.
SGA doesn't whine like a baby.
Sooner fans says hope they can keep the team together. They can keep the majority of it together. You're going to lose some players, just like this year. You know, they lost Trey Mann and the other guy in the trade, Michik, when you get Hayward, and that's kind of a worthless. But I think they're going to have to get rid of Giddey or somebody. You're either going to lose Giddey, J-Dub, Chet, and you're not losing SGA. So I think Giddey's going to be the one that gets traded off. Personal opinion.
Yeah, it was a terrible trade. Terrible trade. Mrs. Moser changed his name to Eric. I see what it is. Hey, what is the deal? At least we're having a big inning again, James says.
Well, I mean, the last few games, it's been late when they got started hitting the ball, and then they kind of
yeah.
So.
Yep. Man, just so frustrating of a game. I tell you. That doesn't hurt as bad as an OU football loss.
But no, I can only imagine the football
that one
reaction.
stings a little, guys. That stings a little tonight. The way they lost is what stings. Didn't even have a chance at the end to win it.
Well, that's because you call a challenge.
And I would have called it 10 times out of 10, Jay.
I wouldn't have. I would not have done it.
I know you wouldn't have, Jay, but
the chances of winning it, that challenge, are slim and none.
I couldn't believe how quickly the challenge was made.
Jeremy, listen. If you don't challenge it, the worse you are is down 2.
Can someone find the rule in the rule book?
The rule is this. If you hit the
No,
ball.
I want the rule out of the rule book, not the rule according to Jay.
Rule. If you clean your ears out and listen to me, I'm telling you the rule, okay? If you hit the ball first and then you hit their arm or whatever the part of the body before the shot is released, it's a foul. If you hit the ball first, they release it, and then you foul them, it doesn't count as a foul.
Let me ask you something. What if you hit the ball and it moves into their hand and they are able to shoot it? To me, that's loss of control.
He didn't lose control. He still had the ball.
The ball moved, though, Jay.
It's not football. It's not football. The ball moved on a catch.
I just want to know what the wording of the rule is, Jay.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I want to see the actual wording.
It doesn't matter. If you win the challenge, yeah, you win the game probably. If you lose the challenge, you lose the game. If you don't challenge, you have a chance to win the game. Why are you challenging?
Eric, let me ask you a question. If OU plays Washington in the World Series, who do you got? Who do you want to win? Who would you want to win? Because I know you live in Washington, right? I'm just curious.
Let me say this. If that's Michael Jordan, he's walking over to Phil Jackson saying, can't challenge this. We got to
They didn't have challenges, Jay.
What?
They didn't have challenges.
I know they didn't.
If that's Michael Jordan, they don't call the foul there. Yeah, UW may be done tonight.
Oh, are they going to lose?
1 inning away, Hunter says.
Hey, I saw something on Twitter that was probably
Look at that stat. Look at that stat.
Yeah, it was a tight series. I saw something on Twitter today that might be the most dumb thing I've ever heard in my life, and I want your thoughts on this, okay? It was from Robert Griffin. He says from Wild.
Yeah, it's dumb. You don't have to go any further. It's dumb.
You know it?
No, it doesn't matter. You said Robert Griffin. I've heard him enough. It's dumb.
He said on Twitter, shooting a basketball is not any harder than catching a football or throwing a football.
It's harder than that.
Exactly. It's a lot harder than catching a football. I mean, come on.
Hey, Hunter, do you have the rule? That rule, by the way, if you can look it up. I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but I'd like to know it. Jay, the other key was that was a 3-point foul. If that would have been a 2-point foul, it'd have changed things.
How would it have changed?
Well, one, there would have been more pressure on the guy to make the free throw, and he couldn't have missed the third one on purpose.
Still, you wouldn't have 2 seconds to go full length.
3, almost 2.5. They would have ended up.
You can't call a challenge there, man.
You absolutely can. Absolutely can. I know he made. He made 2 and missed the third one on purpose, Eric. I know. I'm saying if you're down 1 and you only have 2 free throws, it changes things mentally. That's all I'm saying. And you couldn't have missed the third one on purpose. They could have thrown it down there to Chet and let him kick it out. That's all I'm saying. That's the only reason I brought it up. Sorry.
UCLA could have lost today too, but they won.
SGA's the only guard since MJ. I didn't know that. And 2 blocks per game.
Bobby, you played at JBU? Nice.
I know a guy who played at JBU, Bobby. Basketball and ran track. I know a guy. I'll have to ask you.
Kyla and Mark, you're dead on. You cannot challenge that play. Cannot challenge it.
Hindsight 2020, you can, but
there's no hindsight. You have to supposedly the MVP of the league, and he got 3 seconds to score. Tied the game.
Let me ask you something, Jay. What if they would have challenged it and won? Whose ball would? Wait, come out. I'm asking you. It would have still been Dallas's ball, right?
It's too risky. Well, no, it was Thunder's ball.
No, because they got the loose ball.
I don't know what the rule is on that.
I think they would have had the ball.
Yeah, you can't challenge that play, Jeremy. You can't.
Okay, well, they did. Maybe jump ball.
Hey,
you got know a guy by the name of Shad Miller, Bobby. I think he played at JBU. Shad Miller. Great dude.
Hey, real quick, Eric. The fact of the matter is Texas has beaten everybody over the last month or two except OU. They've dominated. I mean, they had the
can't beat OU, Jay.
I for one would love OU Texas championship. I think it would be great. Are you down? Is that fact or cap, Jeremy? Fact or cap?
I would like it. Yeah, they can beat OU. I don't think they will, though. With the pressure on, I don't think they will. I know they won the series in Austin. I know that. They didn't beat them when it mattered most, in my opinion. And I don't think they do in the World Series when OU is super veteran leadership.
What does it come down for OU softball to win it anymore? Outstanding pitching like Maxwell today, or the hitting has got to step up? What's?
I think it's a combo, Jay. I think if they can average 5 runs a game, they're winning the whole thing.
Chad, I agree. 7-footer, get in the lane a little bit. I mean, his shot.
The alley-oop play was working tonight.
Shot looked very flat.
But, yeah, he did get a few records. Yep, great dude. Eric, we'll wait for you before we get off here to switch your name to normal so we can.
I want to see his name too. I want to see the normal Eric. See who.
Maybe it's Hook'em Horns, Jay.
Could be.
Could be Hook'em Horns.
We're about to find out though that we're revealing it. Fact or cap? Is Eric Hook'em Horns?
I don't think it is. I think he would have stayed with Hook'em Horns. But
this would be great too. I don't think OSU gets there, Sooner Cowboys. I don't
either.
I don't think they get there.
We know Long Guy likes baseball better than softball, though, Eric.
Chester? Could it be Chester?
OSU has played really well. OSU has played really well so far.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Steven.
Steven?
I wonder we haven't seen Steven Corliss in a while.
Wow. Steven,
he's been playing with our minds.
Playing with the minds. Nice.
You do need to join. Become a member. That'd be great. Anyone on here, join the membership. But, Jay, very disappointing night for the Thunder. Very disappointing night for the Thunder. Great win for OU softball. Win the first one. Don't even put yourself at risk of being eliminated.
No, you got to get off to a good start, get the win, and then move on to the super regionals. And OU baseball closing in on their regionals. So
that is correct. Did miss a lot of free throws tonight, but hey, 2:00 OU versus Oregon. 3 Big 12 teams at the series this year. Could be very well. Could be.
Look at Baylor right now.
They're playing well, Jay.
Baylor's playing well.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining us, letting us rant on here, guys. Appreciate it. Maybe Hunter can drop the link in there real quick before we end this, or we'll send it to you. But I think it's in the description of the videos, Steven. I believe it's in the description of the video. But appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for putting up with the mayhem of Jay and I tonight.
Yeah.
Feeling some heartbreak. Steven, there it is right there. Join up. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow night. Boomer.
Sooner.